mücadelemizi devam ettireceğiz.
Peace happens through dialogue. We have always said that. Especially this time, we are determined. Continuing this process is important for the whole world. We saw positive signals during the talks I had with Mr. Putin. Fertilizer and ammonia are important. We are working on this. As soon as I go back, we will also discuss fertilizer and ammonia exports with Mr. Putin. We will be working on also extending the deal to last a year.
Joining me now is Beykent University Rector Murat Ferman, who joins me in the studio for more on this. Good to have you back with us, Professor. Let's start with this grain deal, because we did get a bit of breaking news from President Erdogan in Bali saying that he believes the grain deal will be renewed when it does expire on Saturday. How significant is this development?
Well, of course, we know that it's one of the landmark achievements that all of the world has witnessed in the recent months. It clearly indicates, and it's a good proof that under these kind of harsh conditions and unrivalries, great military intervention, so on and so forth, all of these hoopla and talk, practical results can be achieved. A middle way can be found. A solution-based approach always works under a strict and dependable guidance and leadership. That's what has Turkey provided in that process. And we were all aware of the fact that from the very beginning of the initial signing of this cooperation or agreement, that the renewal time will be coming up. And believe me, the talks and the ongoing work of the technical parties have been imminent all those passing days. So it is only a matter of time, I believe, that this new version, or maybe, if you may, a new term added to this ongoing agreement will be announced in the coming days. Again, there are some fine details to be worked out. Of course, both of the parties are trying to use different leverages, trying to favor themselves on the way. As you know, Russia has such a counterattack, if you may, claiming that most of these deal has worked not for so-called much more in need developing or underdeveloped countries or the continent of Africa, but rather than that to the Europe and European countries who are themselves are the main agents of all these kind of economic sanctions against Russia. So Russian president clearly indicated that that was not a fair deal for Russia. But of course, from the very beginning, the architecture of that deal, President Erdogan clearly stated that they have been working together to promote and to end up with a justifiable and just, as the name goes by, agreement, which will positively discriminate the much more in-need countries. And he also expressed his concern and worries about the fact that this was not the case as some of these shipments took place. So from the very beginning, Turkey has been very open, candid, and very much kind of playing a fair game. Therefore, we still have our credibility. We still keep our ground to make the grain deal go as long as it is needed. And of course, this is just an indication, or this is just a landmark signature project or agreement that Turkey has facilitated. In these trying times, we need these kind of approaches, this kind of leadership, solution-oriented, result-based, practical, but not fully trapped by the pragmatism and pragmatical approaches. Some kind of taking care of the problems in the short term, however, by not jeopardizing the coming days or some sustainable grand solution waiting for us in the horizon. So this is where Turkey comes in. This is where the magical touch of Turkey's and Turkish leadership really acts upon. And I do not only suspect, but also I'm sure of the fact that this kind of a performance we will witness with more upcoming positive results. That's what we needed. Of course, G20 is now coming to an end. It was kind of an honorable effort. It shows that in the face of all of these very complicated problems, the whole world is coming together, yes, if and when needed, to stand against those challenges. Okay. As a matter of fact, the communiqué is nearly 1,200 pages.
Goodness.
But all of these lists and figures and so on and so forth. I would like to say a very short kind of a statement regarding the communiqué, just confirming the prior expectations. There is no absolute commitment on Ukrainian-Russia situation. Yeah. There are some observations and evaluations of war's unwanted effects. Yeah. There is a strong kind of a mentioning of normalization period right after the pandemic. And it is called that this is unfortunately happening in an asystematic way and an asymmetric way. Therefore, a fresh look at the financial architecture is needed. As a matter of fact, that's what President Erdogan has touched upon in his press conference this morning.
And in fact, we're going to delve a little deeper at some of the statements coming out of the G20 shortly. Professor Murat Ferman, thank you so much for sharing your analysis.
Thank you very much. By the way, congratulations for the baby. You are becoming a new uncle, yes.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Professor.
Long and happy lives.
Thank you.